Oh, my gosh, boy. I'm telling y'all not having a good time today. Chen Young Lee. I can't make that's Tyrone. That's his real name, too, man. Yeah. So at the end of the day,
Oh, look at my African American over here.
All right, man. Shout out to you all, man. Is Lunda Wells leaving too? He had got another interview with the Jets. So Lunda Wells is doing the right thing. In contracting world, we say the rule of two. Never dance with the first lady you see. Look at all of your options. Make sure that you can cross your T's, dot your I's. So Lunda Wells, if he's gone, if Lunda Wells goes to another team, right, and I'm just speaking freely, y'all, and y'all know Lunda Wells my guy, if he decides to go to another team, and I wish him well, right, that's my guy, Lunda. Shout out to him. If he comes back, Jerry gonna have to give that man at least an extra $100,000. Give him man's money. And Lunda, man, give me 10% of that, man. But work out a deal, But if Lunda Well goes, that means that some of these things got to go with him. I'm being real with y'all. If Lunda Well goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm saying, hey, Lunda, is there a possibility that you can take Jake Ferguson and Schoonmaker with you and let us get Donnell Washington, and I will roll with Donnell Washington, hear me out, and Brevin Spanford, right? And Fairweather, I'll try to keep them three under the new tight end coach, Jason Witten or somebody. I would literally try to figure or work out an angle that way. And I know that some of y'all got some strong ties to Jake Ferguson, the Pro Bowler, and all of this stuff. But let's take Pro Bowl out of it because Shedeur Sanders is in there, and he only played like a spoonful of games, right? So all I can say is if he go, let me just get something. You can take some of your guys with you, but keep Brevin Spanford here. I like for us to really mature Brevin Spanford in this particular system going into the seasons of understanding that Schottenheimer will be able to open up the middle of the field a little bit more. Jake Ferguson, all of those targets, don't y'all know? The brother only had 600 yards. Normally, when you have those targets that he had this past season, you having a thou-wow of yards, right? So that's just all I can say. And maybe you can get something else out of it, Washington was hurt a lot. That's why he'd be your second tight end. Brevin Spanford be your number one, man. Hey, man. Ferg is in the top 10 tight end. And shout out to Ferg, man. Good guy off the field, man. About to jump the broom if they do that net culture or smash plates, man. Shout out to him. And, shout out to him, man. But, I just think that the Cowboys need some versatility in the middle of that field. You can't have two statues at tight end that's unathletic. I'm talking about Schoonmaker and not Spanford, but Fergie. Kyle Pitts going to hit free agency. This is from Jabin. Hey, shoot. Give me Kyle Pitts then. Shoot, give me Kyle Pitts. Spanford can do all of the things Ferg is doing. Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm just saying. Don't shake me with the butter knife. But neither here nor there. Cowboys, offensively speaking, we that should be our least of our worries, right? But let's listen to this right here.
Can easily create $70 million in cap space. I'm going to F over our 2028 salary cap so hard, but guess what? You have players coming off the books right about then, so maybe it won't be so bad after all. So we start with we're bringing back George Pickens. We're going to give him a long-term deal that's very similar to Terry McLaurin, which means next year I can get him in here for a salary cap number of about $18 million. Now,
let me know if y'all can hear audio straightly or clearly. This is their plans on, and I love to hear how they can clear up $70 million It's a lot of coins.
Give Trey Hendrickson about a 2-year, $51 million deal. But it's only going to hit your salary cap for $15 million next year. Odafe Owe. He is going to cost you, as well as the next person, Tariq Woolen. They'll both hit your cap at about $11 million.
Tariq Woolen, Trey Hendricks, with a good linebacker coach, man, you go into this draft list skating. You just be skating in this draft. That's what, if we can do that, oh my God, I like this recipe right now.
Per year. I still have $15 million of cap space left. Alante Taylor from the Rams. I think that can be done if you think he's going to be a better fit with Christian Parker's scheme, or just have better position flex. For a variety of reasons, I'm going to go ahead and get you a left tackle. I give you Rashid Walker. I think that's going to come in with your cap number at about $15 million next year. That would mean that you are officially out of money. You have $0 in salary cap space.
You need $14 million to be able to do.
But you do need some money for your draft picks. I flip the switch on Osa's deal and or extend Quinnen Williams.
Hell yeah, shoot. That would be the first order of operation. Law, this is Toxic Tom. Law, I'm telling you, what you are hearing makes 0 sense. You talking about Tariq Woolen, Trey Hendrickson, shoot. And then you got to manipulate the cap a little bit. Man, we can literally cap it. The cap space isn't the money, though. And I get what you're saying, Toxic. I think you and a few others were talking about the fact that the cash on hand that's spent, right? That the Cowboys really, they have to wait for the new year league and all of that stuff open up, because they're I think in the economic world, in the financial world, the liquidity, they don't have a lot of liquid. So they got a lot of assets, they got a lot of wealth, but they don't have it liquid. So their liquidity is not really there. There got to be a loophole, though. And I talked about that just the other day, right? The loophole to be able to get all of this. I think the voidable years are where the issues at with the Cowboys. You can literally flood these things with voidable years like they did with Dak Prescott to a degree and some other players. Start utilizing that. Funnel that money into the voidable years, give them an unbelievable contract, and when it's time to move and shake, you just do it that way. But the money on hand, the cash, the signing bonus is where the Cowboys having issues at, because they saying, hey, we don't got no money. But let me listen to what they're saying about extending Quinnen Williams. You're going to have to reach into the pot a little bit with Osa Odighizuwa's contract, which that's neither here nor there, because I'm getting that a lot of people are not too fond of Osa Odighizuwa. You know, I get that, but his contract is very, very much so Cowboys friendly.
That's where I'm going to bring you some more money. So I've already taken Kenny Clark's money off of the book. So if you flip Osa's deal, that's about another $9 million. Or if you extend Quinnen Williams, that picks up another $21 million for you right there. You're going to need a good chunk of that for your draft class, about half. But I think I can finesse the salary cap numbers where it's a tightrope now, but where I can get you Kenny Clark and Jadeveon Clowney back. I'm here to tell you this is what the Cowboys could do if.
Yeah. So do y'all agree with them? Put KC in the chat if you agree with them. If you disagree, put a 0 in the chat so I can see where you guys are at collectively. And shout out to KC, Masterpiece, and JoJo and them. All right, so I'm just thinking that I don't want us to be cash strapped going into like this off season of us continuing to talk about the money, right? I really want us to be proactive, not retro. Let me see, I'm gonna go over the cap now. Like people lamented to us that over the cap is about $2 to $3 days off or whatever, 2-3 weeks off, a month off or something with the actual numbers, but they are pretty much right in the wheelhouse of the numbers or something like that.